Alright, so this is going to be a little tutorial on how to create non-stop avalanches. So first things first, you have to it has to be a capture, and it has to be a GTA capture. So go ahead and start that up. Then I like to build at the airport because it's a long flat straightaway. It just makes it easier to build a lot of things. Let's go ahead and go over there. Just think we'll hurry up. Alright, so like I said, it needs to be a capture and it needs to be a GTA capture. That's to get the vehicles to continuously fall. So we'll go ahead and place our trigger. Alright, so when you're doing one of these, you have two options. You could either make whatever vehicle you want to drop up the avalanche your capture vehicle, and what that means is the vehicle that you're taking to a capture point. But if you do that, you can only have 10 vehicles, so you can only have a maximum of, well, you could have as many players as you want technically, but there's only going to be 10 vehicles available. Or you could make it to where the vehicle you respawn on is the one you want to drive up the avalanche, if you do want to drive up the avalanche. And that'll allow you to have as many players as you want, and there'll be unlimited vehicles. So as soon as you die, you'll respawn on that vehicle. All right, so making the ramp. First things, I guess you could either use the stunt blocks, or you could use stunt track. And I think track is a little better because it'll let you die a lot sooner. When you're sliding down on the building blocks, sometimes it'll take a while for you to die. But just to make it easier, I'll use the stunt blocks. So first things first, I like to start out with making a template of the V or U, depending on how high you want your sidewalls. So I'll just go ahead and place this prop here, and then turn prop stacking on and prop snapping on. Place that here. Use L1 to change the angle of it. And since this is just a tutorial, I'm not going to make it perfect. Just going to snap that there. And I don't know why it's not snapping. Let's see. Build it over here. Alright, so place the first one. Place this one. Turn that angle up. Depends on how high you want it. Get it as close to 90 degrees as you want. Snap the other piece on. Change that pitch. And then go ahead and make a template out of this. So go over to your templates, create template, and select prop. I like to have the middle one as the first prop. Select the second one, select the third, save that template. All right, so now what I like to do is I'll go back into my props, and I'll just set up a building block at about 45 degrees. That way I could tell what angle I want my ramp to be. So go to advanced options, override rotation, use override. Oh, not the Y, the X. So like I said, I want it at 45 degrees. So 360 minus 45 is 315. So I'll just place that about right there. All right, so now I like to go back to my template. Change over to pitch. Get that pretty close to the same pitches as this. I should have used a different color so I could see it better, but oh well. So just get as close to that angle as you can. Once you're satisfied with it, just go ahead and place it where you need to. Now this is really important. You need to have your ramp ending over water. That way the vehicles are destroyed and they'll keep respawning. So then after that, just go back to props, go over to your stunt building blocks or track, whatever you decide to use. And then just to get the right prop without having to cycle through it, I'll turn this off real quick, hit edit, hit circle, and now it's here. So then go ahead and turn prop stacking on and prop snapping back on. Oops. Hit the snap. And sometimes hit that camera right in the right place for it to work the way you want it. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Turn this off real quick. Get it back to where it should be. Turn that back on. And then you're just gonna have to figure out, sometimes depending on how high I want to make my avalanche, I'll set a marker, because there's a limit to how high you can go. So I'm not gonna go as high as I can on this one since this is a little tutorial. But what I like to do is I'll go as high as I can and set a prop so I'll know like where the limits are. All right, so say you finish the avalanche, you want to build a straight ramp off of that. I would just place one of these. Let's get a little closer. I like to place one of those prop snapping off. I like to place one because this is flat. This is as flat as you want it to be, parallel to the ground. And I'll place it close to the end of my ramp. And I'll turn prop snapping back on. Oop. And then I'll turn it down just so it's a guideline of what parallel would be. And then you could turn that back off and check it. So see if it looks pretty flat. It's flat enough for me. Let's see. Okay, so then now you do the same thing to build your side walls. Just use your prop snapping. Get that to build all the way up. All right, so then now, like I said, I'm just showing you, so I'm not gonna build the whole thing. So now the next important thing is getting vehicles in here. So to get vehicles to place, here I'll show you. Let's go ahead and get a big platform. So if I had this here and then I went over to vehicles and I wanted to place a vehicle here, it won't let me. It'll say cannot place here, place items cannot be stacked. So there's two ways around this. Either you could place it on the ground and then edit it, come back up and place it, or you could just switch your view, come down here, and you'll be able to place it this way in first person. I don't know why it worked. Well, it doesn't have to be in first person actually. Let me see. I don't know why it works this way, but when you're using this camera, it'll allow you to place vehicles. All right, so you place whatever vehicles you want, and so the next would be to build where you want them to fall. So I'll go back to placement, go down to props, building blocks, turn that size down. All right, so say you wanted them to fall there, then you would go back to vehicles, take the vehicle, drop them there, drop all of them there, however many you want, or you can do multiple sections, it doesn't matter. But what does matter is if you want them to be an automatic falling stunt, then you need to use the dozer. Go back down and show you what that is. So you go to vehicles, you go over to, where is it? Industrial, and you place a bulldozer. And then so what you would want to do is you want to place that on top of all your other vehicles. So I have that compact there. I will go back over to props, raise that, get the vehicles again, edit that, and then I'm sure this isn't perfect, but let's see. Oh well, the compact is somewhere under there. I mean, of course you want to pay more attention when you're building one. Let's see, there it is, somewhere about right there. All right, so then now you have to go back into props, hit edit, do not delete that prop, hit edit, place it somewhere else, and then delete it. If you were to just delete it, it would delete the vehicle or place it on the ground. You have to start that over again. So again, hit edit, place it somewhere else, and then delete it. All right, so then so that's basically it. You get one of those bulldozers on top of your cars, and of course if you want them all to fall, you'll have to place them in a way to where they do fall, like building a pyramid. Or what you could also do is, say I had a line of compacts and I only had this one bulldozer that I wanted to drop, you could use dynamic props. If I can find them. Oh, there they are. And then I like to use the pipeline, or whatever, the pipe pile, and then just place this under your bulldozer and all over the top of your car, so that it have a cascading effect. So you place that, so that way when the job starts, the bulldozer will fall on top of the, well, that's obviously not under it. The bulldozer will fall on top of the pile, and then the pile will fall on top of the cars, and everything would drop. So that's pretty much it for building it, and then you can just go crazy and do whatever you want with it. But as far as the basics of it, those are the things you need to know how to do. So again, just start off with the template of how you want your wall to be shaped, and then just use that prop snapping to keep going. And then again, when you want to put your cars, you could either put a big platform like this, go down to this view, and then you'll be able to place them like that, or you could just place them on the ground and then edit them. And then again, so when you're building these on top of your ramp, you need to make sure that you do not delete that base prop, your floor, your ground. You just have to select it, move it, and then you can delete it. And then if you want explosions, you have to use planes. Planes will explode. And so that's about it. Just comment if you have any questions.